Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about my Meps experience. I went to Meps 2 weeks ago on Tuesday. I stayed overnight in the hotel on Monday, and I tried to find videos giving me more information and more in-depth details of what happens at Meps, but I couldn't really find many from a female perspective or just in general that were really in-depth. My recruiters didn't give me as much information as maybe they should have. So I felt really nervous and I had no idea what to expect before getting there. So I figured if someone else is in my situation, I can help them out by making this video. So I have everything written down in here, so if I keep looking down, that's why. I'm just reading off to make sure that I have everything correctly. But, okay. So, Monday. Monday, I met up with my recruiters at 12 and drove down with them to the Milwaukee Meps. I had my Meps done in Milwaukee. We actually drove to the hotel, and when I got there, I met with my liaison right away, and she gave us our room keys to, if you have roommates, I think almost everyone there had a roommate, maybe one or two people didn't, but she gives you a briefing and then gives you your room keys, and you go to your room and you meet your roommates. Meeting the roommates was really beneficial because you kind of get to talk to them and get where they're coming from and what branch they're going into. And actually, the girl that I roomed with was also going into the Army, and she was leaving for basic training the next day. So that was kind of cool. I got to talk to her and ask her if she was nervous or excited and get her information about Meps because she had already gone through it. So I got to talk to her a little bit and find out what was going to happen the next day for me. And she kind of talked more about shipping off. And after talking with my roommate for a little bit, I think dinner started at 5, I believe. It was either 5 or 6, and we went down there, and they give you 2 meal cards. So you can either get a meal, or which is the buffet, or you can get something off the menu, one menu item. Me and my roommate both did the buffet for breakfast and dinner, which was good. I mean, they had a pretty good option of, I don't know, they had a good variety of food, so you will not go hungry, that's for sure. But after dinner, there was an 8:30 briefing. I believe it was at 8:30. It was 2 weeks ago, so I don't remember the exact time. But at the briefing, the liaison comes into the room where everyone can hang out and talk and play the Xbox and watch TV. And she gave a briefing, told you what was going to happen tomorrow if you're shipping or if you're going through the physical at Meps. And our liaison actually sang to us. She's a really good singer, and she sang like, I don't remember, she sang a few songs for us, and it was really cool. She was really nice, and it was good. Nothing too scary or anything. You just, that was about it for the night. You go to bed at 10, or you have to be in your room at least at 10. I couldn't fall asleep because I was really nervous for the next day, and I think my roommate felt the same way because she was tossing and turning out. We couldn't sleep, so we just kept the TV on and watched TV. But the next morning we agreed to both wake up early. You have an early wake-up call. I think our wake-up call was at 5, but we decided to get up at like 4:30 just so that we could both get showered and ready for the day. And breakfast started at 5:15, I believe, and you had to be on the bus at 5:30. So everything moves really fast the next day. After getting on the bus, there's 2 buses. One bus is for the shippers and one bus is for people that are going through Meps. So I was on the Meps bus, and it drives you over to Meps. When you get to Meps, when you're on the bus, someone will come on the bus and say, make sure you have all your information out, and you form a line going into the Meps. You go in through Meps, and you go through the metal detection, and then you start forming your lines and meet with your service or your branch, and you get all your paperwork, and then you start the actual physical part. Starting your physical, I think I did blood pressure first. So you form a line and you give your paperwork to this lady who, she was not very nice. She was a little grumpy, but you give her your paperwork and she'll tell you where to go. I started off with your blood pressure. So you sit down, they take your blood pressure, really easy. My blood pressure is fine. and then you wait some more. And waiting was probably the worst part of this day. I waited and I got my eyes checked after. So it's basically what you do at the DMV if you get your license. And then there's a colorblind part too, which is so easy. I had to read like 3 different things, and it's not hard at all. Some people, if your job needs it, you have to do the depth perception test. I didn't need that for my MOS. I'm a 15 November for the Army. I didn't have to take that at all. After the vision test, I had the hearing test, and that was really easy for me. I know a lot of people struggle with that because you can hear the person next to you and the person behind you clicking, and sometimes you can hear their sound, or at least people think they hear their sound, but it's not theirs, it's yours. So even if you think you hear it, you want to click the button. I mean, I think that's how I did so well. The physician said I had perfect hearing. He only had to turn it up once, and he said it was really rare that that ever happened, so it was kind of cool. But even if I think I heard it, I clicked the button. And I tried to hold my breath because when you breathe, you can hear yourself, because it's when you wear those, you can hear every little thing. So I tried to like hold my breath and breathe really slow, and it really helps if you do it that way. And even if you think you hear it, you click the button. After the hearing, I gave my paperwork to the lady up front, and she told me to go sit and wait to meet with the physician. I was a little nervous for this part because I didn't know what to expect and what they're going to do. But basically, you sit and you wait for a physician to open up, and he'll bring you in his office, and you sit down and he asks you a bunch of questions. He didn't really ask me that many questions. Basically, it was, do you have tattoos? Do you have asthma? Any broken bones? He just wants to make sure you're perfectly healthy, and uh, listen to your recruiters. Your recruiters know what to tell you, and make sure your paperwork matches up. If you tell your recruiters one thing, make sure you tell the physician the same thing, because that's when trouble starts, is when you're telling one person one thing and the other person another, and don't do it. You don't want to mess up your chances to get in. Just listen to what your recruiters tell you. Do what they tell you to do. If you think that they told you something wrong, talk to them before you change your mind, and stick to what you know. And if you know it's not right, then don't do it. That's all I can say about that. But he only asked me a few questions, and he wanted to see one of my tattoos, the one that was actually visible, which was my bow. And the other one he didn't really care about. He's like, okay, what is it? Not a big deal. Asked about scars. What else did he ask? If I was on any medication? No. Just a lot of yes no questions, and after that he'll say, okay, you know, you're good to go, and then he'll send you over to go wait to get your blood drawn. I don't mind getting my blood drawn. I don't like it, but I don't mind it. I just look away and let them do it, and it doesn't take that long. It's really quick, so if you're nervous about it, just look away and you'll be fine. It's not a big deal. It seems like a bigger deal, but it's literally like a minute and it's done with. And they only get like 1 vial of blood, so it's not that much. So, got my blood drawn, and then I was sent over to wait to get my urinalysis. People make a bigger deal out of it than it should be. You go into the bathroom, and there's a lady watching you. There's 2 stalls. One stall, you're going to be in, and another person. She gives you your cup and basically just tells you, okay, go to the bathroom. She didn't even really watch me. It really wasn't a big deal. No one else in there was looking at me. They weren't like, oh, I'm watching you pee. No, it's nothing like that at all. So after you're done, you have to wait to wash your hands, which is weird, but you give the guy your urinalysis, or your test tube of it, and he just says, like, is this yours, blah blah blah, and you have to initial something saying it's yours, and then you can wash your hands and you leave. After the urinalysis, I was sent over with all the other ladies to do the basically the underwear Olympics, I guess. And this part I was a little nervous for, because I heard sometimes you can be disqualified if they're really picky about stuff. But don't be nervous. Don't be one of those girls that's like, oh, don't look at me, don't judge me. No one there is going to judge you. We're all there for the same reason. We're not going to be watching you do that. We're trying to make sure that we pass. We don't care about what you do. Uh, Sorry, I'm not going to be, I wasn't watching the other girls. I was trying to make sure I did everything right. So some of the exercises they make you do, they make you do this one where you have to touch your fingers, go like this. They make you bend over and touch your toes to check your spine. You have to walk on your toes 5 steps and 5 steps back on your heels. Obviously the duck walk, everyone knows that one. They make you kick your feet forward and kick it back. I think that's about it. It goes by so fast. You all do it at once, and it's just, you don't even realize it, but you're done in like a minute. So after that, when we're all still in our bra and underwear, you walk over and you get a robe. And these robes aren't really robes. They're like just a napkin that you tie, and you're not even allowed to tie it in the back. So it's just, you strip down in front of the girls, which might be weird if you're weirded out by it, but for me it's like, I'm going to end up having to see girls anyways, showering in front of other girls. So whatever, all modesty, whatever, goes out the window. I'm not looking at them, and I hope they're not looking at me, but I don't really care. So just get over it. It's not as bad as what you think. You're all adults joining the same thing, so move past it. But you put on your robes and you wait to go in by the physician. There's another lady in there. So my physician was a guy, and the lady's in there being like the chaperone or whatever. And basically he checked my heartbeat, looked in my ears, my throat, and I think that was it. Oh, obviously, you get up on the, I don't know, the bed thing, and then you put your legs up, and she says, okay, you're good. I don't even think she looked, honestly, because it was, put your legs up, okay, you're good, go. So it was so fast, and he didn't even look. I don't think he looked, because it was just up, done. It was so fast. Don't worry about it. They just want to make sure you're a girl, if it's not already really obvious, but they have to do it, I guess. After that, I was done with my medical. Everything I had passed, and I was good to go. So that part of the morning went pretty fast, besides the waiting for like all the ladies to be finished so we could all do the physical part where we actually had to do our exercises. That was probably the longest wait, but other than that, it went really fast. We had to wait then afterwards to meet with our branch and our liaison of that, and that probably took the longest. And then waiting for lunch. I think we ate at, I want to say 11:30, but I don't remember exactly. 10:30 sounds early, but it might have been 10:30. And they had sandwiches there and chips, cookies, sodas, waters, everything to drink, and it was good. I was really hungry by that time because I couldn't eat much for breakfast because I was so nervous. So I ate. I was excited because I passed everything, and then I waited. And you wait a long time, especially if you miss the first ceremony when you swear in. It's going to take a while because it took me a while to meet with the liaison because there were so many people in front of me and I didn't get to finish my physical right away or whatever. So I was waiting a long time. And I already had my job reserved, which was the 15th November, and after meeting with them, it was so fast. You sign your contract, you go over your contract a few times with your liaison, and then you meet with another guy and you sign it with your fingerprints and you're good to go. You wait for the ceremony, and at the ceremony they teach you how to stand at attention and at ease, and you say the oath and you're sworn. And then after that, they take you to the room where you sit with this lady. We sat with a lady, and we all signed our contracts with our fingerprints, and we are officially in the branch that we joined. Overall, the day is long. People say it all the time. I know you've heard it, probably. I know I heard it. That was probably one of the only things I heard, was that it was long and that you have to do the duck walk in your underwear. But you get through it. You really do. You get through the day and it'll feel really rewarding at the end. I remember when I met with my liaison and he's like, welcome to the family, and that rewarding feeling you get after that day is just like, I'm done. Like, you can go home, you can be happy that, and then just wait until your ship date. Um, if there's any more questions, don't feel hesitant to ask. You can comment or message me, and I'll try and answer anything. Like I said, it was 2 weeks ago that I went there, but I still remember a lot of stuff. Um, and that's it. So I hope you all have a great day, and if you're joining, good luck, and thank you.